filter some energy through. That's nice. I wanted to talk today because all night I've been getting a download of sorts, the same message over and over again, which I sometimes get, which tells me, as the saying goes, I don't know, there's somebody out there that needs to hear this, so this is what this message is about. And that I keep hearing is, I just wanted to be loved. I just wanted to be loved. And that definitely holds true for me, and probably a lot of us, a lot of others out there as well on this big old blue planet called Earth. I have talked in a good number of my videos of the root cause of all of our suffering is a love deficit. I've done a video about that, and which leads then into trauma. So if trauma is the gateway drug to drugs and alcohol and addictions, codependency, all these other things, what's underneath the trauma is this love deficit, this desiring to be loved, but not being loved for who you are, not being loved for any number of reasons. Your parents could have been self-absorbed into their own trauma. There could be narcissistic energies at play, or other antisocial personality kind of issues at play. There could be generational trauma, there could be cultural trauma, there could be birth trauma, there could be lots of reasons why somebody, if you don't know love, you can't give love. So we've been having children through the ages, and many lineages have been passing down this love deficit, the absence of love, as opposed to what love is. So there's a lot of people walking around this planet that don't have a clue what love is, because how would you know what it is if you've never experienced it? And so what happens is you reenact that trauma, it perpetuates, and that's how we get into cyclical generational trauma woundings. And if, for example, in your family lineage, you were judged badly because that's all they knew. They were judged badly as their children, and so this is how we parent. We parent like this. We parent with fear. We parent with accusation. We parent with raging. We parent with shaming. We parent with guilt. If those are your parenting tools, because that's how you were parented, then you pass it on like the family silver. I don't want the family silver. This desire to be loved, this I just wanted to be loved. The key in that sentence is the wanting. I think the wanting is the birthplace of codependency. And as I've been deep diving into trying to understand and pull apart the clusterfuck that became my reenactment story of being married to an abusive person that had a lot of covert narcissistic energies at play, which resembled the familial way in which I was raised by a very covert narcissist mother. And so we perpetuate the same into our adult lives that we experienced in our children's lives, because we're trying to prove something in the wanting. We're trying to prove this time it's different. This time they'll love me. This time they'll care about me. So we reenact it over and over and over and over and over again. And so if you're asking yourself, like, why am I keep drawing this kind of relationship into my life? Why are these people that are in my life, why do I keep having the same experience over and over and over again? That is the process of reenactment. And it becomes a shared fantasy because you're trying to project your childhood wounds, they're trying to project their childhood wounds, and together it's just this clusterfuck of a drama of inner children playing out in hurtful and cruel ways. And if you've been on the receiving end of the hurt and the cruel, because your participation is, oh, but please won't you love me? Please, please, this time won't you love me? This time won't you love me? I want. And so I've been thinking this morning as I was deep in meditation, this wanting is the root cause of suffering. Because in the wanting, we settle for things that are less than we deserve. In the wanting, we stay in situations that do not provide for us. In the wanting, we aren't in accepting. So you can either be in the wanting or in the accepting. And the wanting is disharmony to what is. Accepting is being in harmony with what is. And so it's that cognitive dissonance brain of saying, I want, and shutting down the reality that is, yes, but you're not getting it here. You're not getting it from this person. You'll never get it from this person. And that's a message we don't want to hear, because we're so consumed by the wanting of the way we wish it was. And that's a really hard one to tackle because we've learned that as an automatic response from the time we were a child. We wanted our primary caregivers to love us and give us love and provide us with safety and provide us with protection and provide us with healthy skills to self-regulate and emote and have boundaries. We wanted our primary caregivers to promote us because society says this is what a parent is, and we want that. We want it. We want our parent to be like they're depicted on TV. And a prime example of a not congruent television interpretation is, look at the Cosby Show. The show depicted an ideal family. The reality is the actor was far from a good person. And so that kind of dichotomy is an excellent example of what it's like to be raised in a narcissistic household, because on the outside looking in, people might perceive you as having this normal family, and so you're dictated and you're told, you've got such a nice family or this or that and the other, and then the reality is that is really dark and not any of those things that it's depicted to be. And we want it to be what it's depicted to be. We want it to be the illusion. We want it to be what is being offered, the future faking. If you're in a relationship with somebody who keeps saying that they're going to change, we want it to be that way. The wanting is from a place of absolute desperation and it reminds me of the energies of like baby birds in a nest, Feed me, give me something. They're not able to go and provide all of those energies for themselves, and they become dependent on somebody bringing them breadcrumbs, bringing them small little doses of love bombing here and there, bringing them the sources of nutrition, and it's chewed up and spit out at them. So yes, take that in for an image in regards to archetypical energy of that of the baby birds stuck in a nest. And what happens is the spiritual maturity never that carries with you. You carry with you inside of you this baby bird energy, and so you go through life going, feed me, and so somebody comes along and feeds you a whole bunch of love bombing, which feels so incredible. Oh my God, you see me, you hear me, you understand me, you're feeding me, and then the love bombing dries up, and then it's like, where did you go? Where'd you go? What happened? Where did it happen? And so that's the codependent, addictive cycle of waiting on being spoon-fed some of those energies that we've wanted our whole lives. And so learning to go it alone, and learning to self-regulate, and learning to reparent and care for ourselves through the loneliness. And so many people are as a byproduct of codependency, when they don't get their needs met and they leave these dysfunctional relationships, if they don't hop into another one right away, which is only going to reenact the cycle, and they take the time to do the healing work, they're going to be presented with a lot of loneliness. And on this awakening path, there is a lot of loneliness. And that pull, or that desire to stay in codependent or toxic situations or toxic relationships, it seems preferable over loneliness. If it's a desire between, I just want to be loved, I'm willing to accept the bare minimum, because on the other side of it is loneliness. And oh my God, loneliness is like a confirmation that you are unlovable. Because that's what the message is. The underlying message is that you are unlovable, because I'm only able to provide you with a bare minimum, or cruelty, or emotional neglect, or any other of these energies from a traumatic point of view as an early child. So we learn, we absorb that in. We don't see it as something wrong with our outsiders. It must be us. I want to be loved. I'm not receiving love, therefore I am unlovable. So you go into codependent relationships to prove that you are lovable. And then you're like, I don't want to leave these codependent relationships because that would prove I'm unlovable. Then I become lonely and nobody loves me. So as somebody who's been sitting in loneliness I'm coming up to my year anniversary of when I went no contact, and in a couple of weeks, and it's, there's certain dates that have been hugely profound on escaping from a narcissistic situation, and all the advice out there is go no contact, and I have to agree with that. If you are in a narcissistic relationship, you will not make it better. You will not fix them. It will not improve. You've been fed that chewed up worms, and you're like, yum, this is delicious. You've been fed for so long a whole bunch of bullshit, and it is never going to improve. Do watch and read Dr. Ramani to help you escape, give you some tools that you perhaps need to escape from these types of relationships, because going no contact means facing the absolute worst fear ever, which is I am unlovable and I am alone. And once you face your fears, you can master your fears. But it's going to be something you need to, it's like training. Any fear that you face, and my awakening has been one fear after another fear after another fear. Any fears that you face is like mastery. You're mastering each moment. And that's a wonderful expression that I heard the other day was, master the moment. You may not master the fear, but you'll master each moment that you're in the fear. And so the fear of being alone, the fear of being unloved, the fear of being unlovable are ones that you will need to face, and ones that you will need to sit in that energy of loneliness. And what do you do in the energy of loneliness? Are you distracting? Are you drinking? Are you distorting? Are you denying? We are doing all of those things, we aren't transmuting the fear. And so we have to actually sit in the fear of loneliness and comfort ourselves in the loneliness. So another recommendation from Dr. Ramani that as well as going no contact, is to not date for an entire year. And it's been more than a year for me, because I officially separated 2021, and we're already at 2024, and I have throughout this process, because you have to be aware that when you go no contact with somebody, or when you separate from somebody, they will work very hard to get back in. They will work exceptionally hard, which is known as hoovering. And so you need to be aware of that. And the term hoovering comes from the vacuum cleaner company. So it's like they're sucking you back in. And man, I had a Dyson on my side, trying very, very, very hard from the time that I, and it took stages for me to escape from this type of situation. I asked for a divorce. It took 6 more months for them to get out of the house. It took another, year and 2 years, year and a half-ish, for me to finally get a divorce. So it took stages, and in all of that process, there was a lot of hoovering going on. That suck energy, I didn't love you before, but I love you now. I can see how, you're the best thing that ever happened to me, and you're the only one that cared about me, and I want to do differently now. I'm not the same person that I was. I'm going to try harder. I'm going to do different. I'm going to open car doors for you now. I'm going to be Mr. Nice Guy now. Until I caught him in another lie. And then I was like, okay, no contact, no contact, no contact. You got to go no contact. And then I was like, okay, no dating, because I don't want that reenactment again. I don't ever want to repeat this cycle, based on this fundamental, I just want to be loved. And so accepting shit from somebody, I have to learn to love the fuck out of myself. I have to learn to be comfortable in the loneliness. I have to learn to reparent, self-soothe, do all of these things so that I never, ever, ever repeat this energy again. I want to break this cycle so that the generational cycle does not repeat. And it's a hard process, because who wants to sit in loneliness? Nobody wants to sit in loneliness, especially when the core wound is, I just wanted to be loved. I just wanted to be loved. Why couldn't they just step up and be better? Why couldn't they just understand me? Why couldn't they just listen? Why couldn't they just? So if you find yourself asking the question, why couldn't they just, or saying the statement, I just wanted to be loved, these are really big indicators of that now is the time to sit in the loneliness. Not distract. Don't, I'm lonely, I'm going to go to a friend's house every single day and hang out and chit-chat, or be on social media, or drink it away, smoke it away, drug it away, numb it away, distract it away. You have to actually sit in it. You have to sit in this is me being alone, and that is the one way that you're going to alchemize it and transmute it into your own, giving yourself those energies, giving yourself the time, so that you can start to cultivate an understanding that the wanting is what makes you vulnerable. So when we can learn, and I'm learning, I'm not mastered, I'm learning, when we can learn to give our heart space, the love and energy that it needs, and just sit in the energy, what it's doing for us is helping to heal that fundamental heart wound, your heart chakra wound of, I just wanted to be loved. So a useful video maybe that you want to hop on and watch is the heart chakra video in the chakra playlist. I'll link it at the end of this video. If you're looking for some more tools to cultivate some energy towards giving the heart what it needs. Just to throw out a few little tools that you might use: rose quartz, essence of rose oil, You could have a bath in it. You could burn it in eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is a good one too. There you go. That just flew out. So eucalyptus and rose oil, you can burn in an aromatherapy burner. Make sure that they are actually oils, essential oils, not perfumes, because those things are just useless. And write yourself a love letter is another one. Doing some heart-centric yogic meditation and or yin yoga. There's some heart chakra yin yoga specific poses that you can do to open the heart chakra. Yoga with Cassandra here on YouTube. She's amazing. She has one. I also have a playlist called Yin Yoga that will have probably that in there if you want to go check that out. Breath work, breathing, long, slow, deep breaths, expanding into the heart as much as we can. Eating green foods or pink foods. The color, wearing green or pinks is a good way to also connect to heart chakra energy. Anything that's going to help stimulate some love, some compassion, some kindness, some nurturing in a healthy way, connecting to Mother Earth. Mother Earth is reparenting us and helping us feel grounded and stable and nurtured. So time in nature is always recommended for, doesn't matter which chakra you're working with. There's just a handful of some heart chakras. Otherwise, go check out the heart chakra video. It will have useful information because the manifestation of disease that develops and dis-ease or disease when we have an out of balance heart chakra not only plays us playing out these roles, reenacting these roles in desperation for love, but it can manifest over time into any number of health conditions and different behaviors of people pleasing and negating self and an overabundance of empathy to everyone but yourself. So we need to relearn to balance our heart chakra. So before you think about hopping into another relationship, if you've just escaped from a toxic one, is give yourself the time that you need. Give yourself the time that you need. It's not easy, but you're not alone. We are, even when we're on our own, we are not alone. So we are in this together, this healing journey together, and I'm sending you all the utmost of my love, no matter where you find yourself in this type of dynamic. Maybe you're still in a toxic relationship and trying to figure out how to get out of it. Maybe you've just gotten out of it, or maybe you're like me, almost a year to the date of no contact, which I'll be celebrating as, giving myself a you made it a year chip. And each year, each month, each day, it gets easier and better. So if you are at all struggling with any of this and you need some help and you want to talk to somebody that's been through it and understands it, please feel free to set up a one-on-one Zoom call with me. The way to do that will be in the description below. Thank you for all the likes, the shares, the subscriptions. It really, truly makes me feel exceptionally blessed that I can turn the shitty situations in my life into something positive and support others escape from really horrible situations and help heal that initial trauma that we had, because you are lovable. I'm going to repeat that. You are lovable as you, just as being you. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to act any certain way. You don't need to alter yourself in one way or another. You don't need to turn yourself into a pretzel. You don't need to people please. You don't need to kill yourself working endless hours to bring home the bacon, so to speak. You don't need to do anything. You just need to be you. And the more you be you, and the more you love you, and the more you see your goodness, your God-given goodness, that is just the essence of who you are, deep inside, the more you will realize you deserve love. You deserve the type of love that will show up. You deserve the type of love that will reciprocate. You deserve the type of love that will be respectful, honorable, loyal, with integrity, with kindness, with compassion, with passion, with... You make your list. Make a nice long list. My list is now up to, I think, 80 sub-points of what I think love should look like. So make a list of what you think your love should look like, and if you're not receiving at least 80% of that list, you're not in the right place, because you deserve it. You deserve love. Peace out.